Good day, traders. I hope you're well. Happy non-farm payroll day. Without the non-farm payroll, as you may or may not know, the US government is in a bit of a situation at the moment, and they've kind of locked down. You can see that non-farm payroll release was cancelled, so it's not on the list anymore. So we only have the ADP figures that came out on Wednesday to rely on. However, that also means that we're not going to get that much volatility today as the markets try to figure out what's actually going on. So if we go through to a trading view at the moment, just a quick one. We had this nice little rally off these lows. As you can see, um, we go out a little bit. See, we've had this diagonal that comes up like that, acting support. We copy and pasted that over here where it coincides with here, here, and almost here. And what I did last night was I took a short position over there. It was very, very small. It's something I do not advise you ever do. It's one of those things where I thought, okay, I'll take a quarter position size, and as soon as I went through it and it didn't stick, well, then I cut that position. If I was still in it, I probably would have had a little bit of a profit this morning, but I let it go. I didn't go back into it or anything like that. Now, by doing that, means that we are, let me just go into our risk management. It means that we took a little bit of a hit on the account, but not that much, only about $1.43. And there you can see short position 0.002 of a Bitcoin. Again, very, very small. And then got in and out. And the account's now down to 52.48, which is okay. The only real damage there is the fact that our trade accuracy went from 78 to 70, which I don't mind. And it did not influence our P&L too much, our total P&L percentage. So we're down to 424% gain, and we're looking good. One thing I have done is I've extended the amount of altcoins that we can take, or positions we can take in altcoins, onto the tier that we're in, but keeping the total amount of exposure or the maximum amount of exposure the same. So just literally dividing that by 4. So we've reduced the amount that we're going to be taking per altcoin, but increase the amount of altcoin positions that we're going to be taking. So if I go back into trading view, I will go through where we're going to be, what we're going to be looking at. Over here, I've got an order to buy Bitcoin at 115. Again, we're expecting this to go up quite nicely. I this window here, this timing band, this should be the top of the Bitcoin cycle if we went by the last two cycles. So we could drift up like that and then go down into this timing band right now, or we can drift through it. Again, nothing's guaranteed. We can't say it's definitely going to go up, but there is a possibility. So we're keeping that open. I would expect something to, well, the path to be something like this. Let me just quickly get like it will either go down to here or to there and then drift and go like that. One thing I don't want to do is put in order to buy over here at 117.3, and then we break right through it over the weekend, because over the weekend the markets do have a tendency to drift downwards with low volumes. They're digesting a move throughout the week, and so it kind of drifts downwards, and then before the markets open on Monday morning, you have some kind of a big push to the upside or the downside, which is kind of exactly what happened over here on the 22nd. So we've got an order to buy over here in case it does break through. Again, if it starts reacting to 117, I will go there instead. I've got a few other ones. So on drift, I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback down to 0.75. As soon as it gets down to 0.75, we will go long from there. Again, previously we were long from 0.71, which worked out quite nicely. Looking for that pullback and going up. Again, same position sizes. We're just going to add to them as we go on, if things improve as they go our way. If we look on radium, again, very much like what I pointed out yesterday, we're looking for a pullback down to about these levels, about 2.7 before we buy. Near, I haven't got anything on near yet, because we are getting the amount of trades we can take is getting a little bit crowded. So I left near for now. If it does come down and bounce off this level, give us a nice entry, well, then I'll reconsider. RSR, again, I like the way RSR reacted to these levels here. So if we like that, you can see there, that's a very nice support and resistance level that has bounced up, respected that nicely, and then we got an ascending support line coming up like that. So if it gets down to 0.0061, we will go long from there. And again, if we just look from there and we get down to just below or around about these lows, it's about 10%. So not too much of a drawdown. We obviously don't want to max that out, but it's there. GRT is another one. We will probably get knocked into this one over the weekend. I mean, we're not that far away. In fact, I might even consider lowering this entry level down to here just to see how things pan out over the weekend. If Bitcoin goes down to say 115, then I think we would almost definitely break through this level over here and go down and test these lows on the supporting rising support. Anyway, traders, have a great weekend. We'll pick this up on Monday. Unfortunately, we're not going to get NFP today. It is the first time I can remember where NFP was cancelled. But have a great week, and we'll try to find some great opportunities when we go into the next week and over the weekend. All the best. Cheers. Bye.